In the final years of World War II, millions of letters and packages from home were piling up in warehouses across Europe. Mail meant hope, love, and connection for soldiers fighting thousands of miles away. But by 1945, the U.S. military faced a crisis. More than 17 million pieces of undelivered mail sat waiting to reach American troops. Morale was dropping. Soldiers felt forgotten. The U.S. Army made an unusual decision. They sent an all-black, all-female battalion to solve the problem. This unit was called the 6888th Central Postal Directory Battalion, also known as the 6888. Led by Charity Adams Early, the battalion consisted of 855 African-American women from the Women's Army Corps. In a segregated military, these women faced the dangers of wartime Europe and racism within their own system. Their motto was simple: no mail, low morale. In February 1945, the 6888th arrived in Birmingham, where warehouses were stacked floor to ceiling with undelivered mail. The conditions were brutal. The buildings were cold and poorly lit, with windows blacked out due to air raids. Rats ran through the stacks. Yet the women of the 6888 worked 3 shifts a day. Working 7 days a week, they processed mountains of letters, developing their own sophisticated tracking system. They created millions of index cards to make sure every piece of mail reached the correct soldier, even those with identical names. In just 3 months, the battalion cleared the enormous backlog. Military leaders had expected the job to take 6. The 6888th did it in half the time, then moved on to Rouen in Paris. For many troops, receiving a letter from home meant everything. It was a reason to keep going. It was a powerful reminder of why they were fighting and that someone was waiting for them. Despite their achievements, the women of the 6888th returned home in 1946 to little recognition. There were no parades. Their contributions were largely overlooked for decades as they resumed their lives in a still segregated America. But history eventually began to correct that oversight. In 2019, the battalion was finally honored with the Congressional Gold Medal, more than 70 years after their service. Today, the story of the 6888 stands as a powerful reminder of courage, resilience, and determination. These women fought 2 battles, one against the enemies of freedom overseas, and another against discrimination at home. Sometimes the smallest delivery can carry the greatest hope. A letter, a word from home, a reminder that you are loved. Thanks to the women of the 6888th, millions of those messages finally reached the soldiers who needed them most.